Must I switch off the fan? Can you
Sorry,
hear the
what was that?
noise?
I don't hear any other noise, but you're not as clear as you usually are.
Okay.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, there's just perceiving. It's just perceiving. And
Yeah.
nothing is perceived. Nothing is perceived. And nobody's perceiving. So everything is nothing already. What seems to be labels may seem to arise when there's that perceiving. And they may seem as if they may be projected from nothing. And then it may seem as if they are real things because of those labels. But the perceiving itself, uh, it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have labels. So everything is seen as just nothing. Things may be seen as things when there's a label. There are labels that seem to be projected. But the perceiving itself sees nothing at all. It's just perceiving. I am perceiving is imaginary. So there's nothing here. And nothing is happening unless a thought arises and say no, something is happening. But when we get back to the perceiving as it is, perceiving itself, uh, there's nothing happening. So thoughts can be seen as just appearances in this perceiving. They appear and say, oh, something is happening, the wind is blowing, I'm not feeling well. So even those, even that's what seems to arise, is also seen as just perceiving, arising, or appearing as that. So I would say there's just a screen. There's just a screen, and there's nobody in it. Everything appears in it and disappears.
They
Like a computer screen. Sorry.
they've done a research on the brain, and essentially, your eyes, what comes through to your eyes goes through to sort of a central processing system. But what they've just, and the central processing system is kind of in the middle of your brain. But what they've discovered is at the same time that you're viewing things, there's way, way more information and energy coming from, the back of your brain to that central processing system. and it's coming through your eyes. So the mind is doing more work simulating and interpreting and putting its truth on top of what comes into your eyes than your eyes are doing, then your brain is doing actually interpreting what it sees.
Yeah.
And they did a study. Some guy lost his eyesight when he was 3.5. And then when he was an adult, about 50, they were able to restore his eyesight just through some sort of, I don't know how the hell they did it, but it was terrible for him because he could not process, he had no depth perception.
Yeah.
He couldn't recognize his children. He could never remember his children. Like, by looking at them. I remember them by the sound of their voices. He could not learn to read.
Yeah.
So much of the world that we live in is simulation, learned information from, as you say, labels. Actual inherent information. Color doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Then it's just a knowledge in the memory. As soon as you perceive, there's perceiving, then a knowledge in the memory may seem to say, "Oh, that's a computer screen." But it's actually nothing. It's actually nothing.
And the knowledge and the memory is what traps us, what makes our entire universe. That's the universal trap.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
It's
things
conditioned.
as they are. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Things are just as they are. But the knowledge in the memory, which is not even there, may seem to say lots of things about what is being perceived. But that which is perceived is already as it is. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say, like a wall doesn't say it's a wall. It doesn't know itself as a wall. But as you have said, the the knowledge seems to come up. I can't go through it because it's solid. That's a limitation that seems to arise in this knowledge, or should I say a program. But when all that falls away, you may seem to do things that other people are unable to do.
Yeah.
So, like a cat doesn't say it's a cat. It's just what is. It is just the way it is. It's not trying to do anything to. It's just you know. It's just the way it is. It's not even a cat. So some animals may seem to suffer because of the projection or the knowledge, the wrong knowledge, what seems to be a wrong knowledge about them. When you see a cockroach, then chase it away and try and kill it. but it doesn't even know if it's a cockroach or what. It doesn't know itself. It's just living. So things are not what they are known to be. Like in the case of a newborn baby can just see things, you know. It's not trying to hold on to anything. It's just, it's watching without interest. And times maybe the interest may arise, but it's not sticky. It's not doesn't stick. It's just I don't know what word to use
Sticky works.
for excitement about what is being watched.
Everything is the light that animates, and nothing more.
Yeah, it's the watcher. The watcher is also being watched. The watcher is not an ultimate because the watcher may seem to be there, but it's never really there.
When I was a kid, I liked this comic book artist named Jack Kirby. He drew things in the 60s. You probably recognize his style. He did a lot of the old, Fantastic Four and uh, Thor and all these sort of things. Is just a very distinct style. And he had some series of I don't know. You probably, I don't know if did you read comics growing up? Maybe not. You're too young. You probably saw the movies. This is kind of his style. I can't see it very well. I don't know. You can see the Hulk. You can't really see it very well. Anyway, he used to have a series of a universe called the Eternals, and he would half the stuff took place in space, and the space stuff was all this bizarre, psychedelic, gorgeous. And one of the characters was just called the Watcher. One of the superheroes was called a Watcher, and the Watcher didn't do anything. The Watcher, they would just like sometimes they would just like this big guy with a big head would show up. The Watcher, and like talk about the Watcher, and the Watcher never said anything, and he never did anything. And at 5 years old, that just blew my head. I was like, wow, the Watcher.
So he was one of the superheroes.
I mean, I think it was supposed to be a metaphor for God. I mean, that's the only that they was putting on kids. I mean, the guy was clever. But to me, it was just sort of. So here's the Watcher. Here's with a big head. Can't really see. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I can see. I can see.
Anyway, there's a.
Oh, I would love to watch that movie.
I don't know if they made movies of his. I don't watch superhero movies.
I know.
I just remember the old comics, but
Mm.
I tried to watch them with my kids, and there's too much like.
Fireworks.
Fireworks, too many fireworks. Yeah.
Mm.
But the Watcher is a nice metaphor. And sometimes I think in the back of my head, it's because reading those comics at 5, 6 gets embedded in your sort of psychic memory. And I think that sometimes I'm able to rest in perception only, that metaphor somehow was in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
So you're the Watcher. I finally met the Watcher. It's Nkosi. Your head's smaller than I thought it would be.
But it's almost as big as that one, of the Watcher. Maybe I should play the character
Yeah,
in
that
the
would be good.
movie.
That
Is
would be
about.
perfect. They wouldn't even have to write your lines. You would just say, it's all that this, show up on set.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah, I was kind of into comic books. Charlie Kremenek was into comic books, and he's 4 years older than I am. So when I'm 5, 6, he's 9, 10. He can read a lot better than me. Do everything quite a bit better than me, right? But is influencing my view of the world. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but there's always that watching that is ever present. It's ever present. I should say, in a way, it is your resting place. You know, That watching is always there. When the activity or the one who seems to be moving through time and space gets tired in a way in the story, then that resting place is always there. It doesn't come and go. It's just there. It watches all the activity, all the movement without interest. It's not trying to change what is being watched. And it says that which seems to be it sees that which seems to be an activity as its own self. In a way, it doesn't see the activity, it sees itself, because there's just one thing. It's just the whole um, undivided spaciousness. So even what seems to appear in the spaciousness is also spaciousness. It's not different from it. So this watching and what is being watched is the same. So there's just perceiving and nothing is perceived. There is no perceiver. It's undisturbed silence that is ever present. There's nothing special. It may seem to dream itself as somebody who's going through time and space. But it's always itself. It has never been anything else but itself. It has never been a human being. It has never been separate from itself. It's always itself. So when it seems as if it's divided, it's when it plays. It's in the play of itself. Then it may seem to play a game of forgetting itself and remembering itself.
You know, this morning in the forest. I couldn't go to my old forest. I went to my backyard, and I'm sitting there. I'm looking at these trees, and I see the silence. It's cold. It's below freezing. I see the silence. I just see the silence in those trees. I feel the presence of those trees. I feel that reflected on myself. I reflect on God. And I start daydreaming about my day. I think about what might happen. I think about, discussions with my business partner. I think about, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and they're looking at the trees again and feeling the silence. And I could grasp on to that daydream, thinking about my day, and I could chastise myself for it. I could wonder where it came from. It's gone. Just let it go, and there's the trees and the silence again. But the stuff from the mind will still, it'll still, you don't have to engage it, but it still spins, it still spins.
Yeah. So if I may ask, when you are meditating, when there's silence, which is always there, well, the image of yourself, it remains there, or it just dissipates.
The image of myself being what?
Being Charles.
No, there's no thought of Charles. But then there will be a thought of Charles. Then the mind will spin, and when the mind spins, it's Charles. And then when it relaxes, it's still sort of Charles. I think, oh, I was thinking about that, but then I can rest into, enjoying the forest again. But if I go out into the forest for half an hour, there's going to be at least 10 minutes of spinning. And sometimes the spinning are things I need to think about. Sometimes the spinning will actually be like, oh, shit, I should give somebody a call, or whatever, or things that,
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's just daydreaming,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm at. That's that's this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what is seen here right now, as there's talking happening. What is seen is just silence talking, not Charles. Charles has never existed. There is no such thing called Charles. There's just silence. Silence talking, silence thinking, silence meditating already. That's what is seen here now. So everything is already okay.
Yeah.
That sense of okayness arises as a result of seeing silence, talking, thinking, laughing. This is seeing itself, is seeing beauty of itself. Already, with or without meditation, there is already silence.
I like to notice it. But the one that notices it is an illusion. It's already there anyway.
Yeah. It's already there. It's already silence trying to look for itself. It's already silence
So you realize
trying to
this
find
throws
silence.
morality completely out the window, right?
Sorry, come again?
You realize that this throws morality completely out the window.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, when I give answers, I may seem, I may make it seem as if really there's somewhere to to go to. There's a place to go to. There's somewhere to reach or some goal to achieve. But really, there's nothing to do because the doer is already not there. Or should I say the doer is already silence, is already this. So there's no doer in that sense. So there's just silence. It pervades everything. That everything as well is already silence. So it pervades nothing. So to say everything is this, from that seeing, yeah, it's beautiful. So it doesn't really matter if somebody argues with you or trying to trap you or to get you in any way. It doesn't really matter because it's just silence. Everything is beautiful. Everything is already this. There isn't a you already.
Well, I wish it would shut up then.
So to know that you'll never lose your family because there's no family. It's just yourself. When we refer to those, when you say those who have passed on, I would say silence recognizes itself that It has never been a human being. It has always been itself. So all beings, so to say, they are always okay. They are always okay.
I have a friend from Iowa that I was interacting with on Facebook a lot. And I was talking about spiritual stuff, and he hadn't had much introduction to spiritual stuff, but he was interested. So he asked me to be his teacher. And so for a while, every week or so, I was his teacher for I don't know, maybe a year or something. We would talk on the phone, and you know, he would talk sometimes about his problems, and you know, I would try to sort of steer him towards, you know, literature that I'd liked or whatever. But you know, he didn't really have a lot of time to meditate, and eventually just sort of stopped chatting with each other. I got busy, he got busy, you know, that kind of thing. And about the same time that Melissa got cancer, he got cancer. And he's just they've just taken him off treatment because treatment's not working. So it's anticipated that he's got, you know, oh, I think I told you last week, maybe.
Yeah. So I think it's
You know, just a few weeks to live. I've been trying to touch base with him. I've been trying to have a conversation with him, but you know, he's got a lot of family around, and he's kind of busy and hasn't made time for him. But it's I don't know what to say to him. I think I did say to him something that sounds like what you would have said to him. Let's see. At the risk of sounding crass, there's a part of you that will never die. That part, that's the void. He'd always talk about sometimes the void when we had spiritual conversations about, you know, he could get to a point sometimes where there was a void that would scare him. He always characterized it as a dark void. That part, that's love. That part's that all of us. I don't know if he'll reach out or not, or if I'll get to talk to him.
No, those are beautiful words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best words that you
Could say,
you said.
so I told him about Melissa, and I told him about you. I didn't tell him that you're from Africa. I don't know if he's interested. Maybe he'll reach out. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know, there's some people that are alive that it feels like their life is so painful that you just don't even know how they keep living. You know, it's like how does this person keep living? Their life is so painful.
Yeah.
It just seems like they need to be delivered. You know.
Yeah, such feelings or such sensations may arise because in a way we are all connected, apparently. We are all connected. But when what seems to be somebody feels something, it's, it's going through some such difficulties, then you may feel that for him or her, you may feel it's we are all connected.
Yeah.
So what seems to be a solution may seem to arise as well, or may try to help to fix that situation. Because there's no separation. There's no separation. In a sense that when somebody seems to suffer, or what seems to be somebody, it's like the whole universe is suffering in a way. Yeah. So when you are helping your neighbor, you are actually helping yourself. So when you are hurting your neighbor, you're actually hurting yourself. That's why it feels so good when you help somebody. Maybe somebody who's looking for food, something to eat, some cash to buy some clothes. It feels good to you because you're actually doing it to yourself. Yeah. I've seen people who live like on daily basis. They just go around giving people, they give food, they give clothes, everything. They do, they try to gather something that they can find somebody to help with. So it feels so good to do that. That's why they keep on doing it. Because when they're doing so, what seems to be other person, they're actually doing it to themselves. So
Yeah, that's how my mom lives.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
It's about time, Kosi.
Sorry?
It's about time for your auntie to go to the bus stop.
Yeah, she's getting ready. She's getting ready. She's getting ready. And the mama, my brother's son, he visited us this weekend as well. He's with us. He's with us. I think he'll be with us the whole of this week. The whole
Oh,
of this week until next week.
is there a vacation week for school?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So you have to take him to
The
school?
and the new house would lead to the ports. Uh, his mother is traveling. She's going somewhere else. Now there's nobody to be with him that side. So we decided to come this side.
I see.
My auntie will be taking care of him, like for the whole of this week.
Well, doesn't she have to work too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my son went back to California, looking for a job. So uh visiting places, talking to people, that kind of thing, looking for work for his he graduated from college. So trying to get a job that's serious, not just making pizzas. So let's see what he can do.
I really got it.
Yeah.
So he's been going through like many interviews and stuff.
Uh, it's not really formal interviews yet, just talking to people. I know some people and it's going to be a long process. So, yeah, not easy to get your first job.
Yeah, yeah, because most companies are looking for experience, I guess.
Well, some of them want people that are fresh out of college too, but then and there's a lot of people that are fresh out of college. So how's you got a job? Your job going okay?
You mean the one about the cryptocurrency?
Yes.
Yeah, I've started trading. Yeah, they are giving us signals every every day for us to trade. Like they would say, from 8:15, you have to buy and then open the trade and then close it. Maybe it's 8:30. Yeah. So I usually do that every day. I usually do that every day. Let me show you. I don't know if it's time. Let me show you. What is this? Oh, okay, let me move this phone. Which one is? Yeah, I do it every day. So
So they pay you money to do that? Is that what's going on, or they're advising you to do it,
I
or
think
how does?
yeah, it's a trading, it's a, it's a trading platform, and there is a company that's it's a certain time. Yeah, let me show you this. Though I'm still learning, still I'm still learning. So network is bad. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how much money you've got in the account?
No,
2000.
no. Let me show you. Uh, just gonna open it.
Hmm. And those are all
You
different types of
see it?
Bitcoins. So who's giving money to who?
Yeah.
You're giving money to them, or they're giving money to you? Or just you use that platform and they're teaching you how to do it, or what's going on?
uh, there is a company that's collaborated with Berry. It's called FS Trading.
FS Trading, okay.
So it said, okay, it said that if it would supply Berry with like many clients, as long as Berry will also give some certain percentage to them as well. So this company, what it does, it gives signals to people as to when to trade, you know. So you invest you put your money, it starts from $50 upwards. You put it, and then when you have deposited it into the account, it will appear here on this trading platform.
Yep.
Then every day from 8 o'clock, they give you signals to trade so that you can avoid making losses, something like that. So every day they're giving signals, always make a profits.
You always make a profit.
Yeah, yes. I think it works like that.
Some days you won't make a profit. Well, Nkosi, be careful.
I'll be careful. In fact,
All right,
my friend from the church introduced me to this thing. I never knew this before.
yeah. Well, that's good to tell you. You've been so you make like you do it every day, and every day you make what, maybe $10 or $20?
No, I would make $1, $2, $3.
I see. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like that.
So it's not much of a risk.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'll talk to you next week, and I'll upload the video.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. You're welcome.